everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our weekly Sasaki and Miyano discussion videos. Today we're here to talk a little about episode 7, but before we get into the video proper, guess who got a gold star last week? That's right, it's you. You guys are on a streak. Here you go, here's your gold star. Isn't it pretty? There you go. And if you would like to hit the next gold star, then I'm gonna need to see... let's say 200 likes on this video. 200 likes and I will gift you another gold star. I sincerely appreciate it. By the way, thank you to those of you sharing these videos on Twitter. I do see you and I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode. So, there's like 4 things that we gotta talk about this week. So I'm going to try to squish them down because I'm actually uploading this the same day. I'm gonna do my best to get this out the same day. Hopefully I can get this out sooner rather than later. So I'm going to be squishing this video down. It was just a hectic day yesterday, so I didn't get time to make it. So here we go. We essentially have the 4 elements of this episode being the cross-dressing event. Makimura appears, which is the girl that Miyano had a crush on. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Sasaki and Miyano's relationship, and then talk about Kurosawa, who is very quickly becoming best boy. But let's talk about the cross-dressing event, shall we? Because immediately our boy Miyano sees some BL implications here. Which, like, of course, but I think all of us did, right? Like, as soon as you hear, like, there's going to be a cross-dressing event, it's like, I wonder what's going to happen here. And, of course, Miyano is the one who's picked to be the cross-dresser in question. Now, this is interesting, because what I appreciate about this situation, and again, it's the reason why I say that Kurosawa is very quickly becoming a best boy contender for the show, is that while Miyano is like nervous and not really wanting to do this for reasons that we'll get into, Kurosawa and their blonde friend as well, whose name always escapes me, but Kurosawa and their other friend are quick to be like, listen, Miyano, if you don't want to do this, that's okay. But the class does pick Kurosawa as Kurosawa will be next up if Miyano feels as though he doesn't want to do this. So I have to give the class credit for not forcing Miyano into it, and I also want to give Kurosawa credit for being just a good friend. Like, the fact that Kurosawa goes out of his way to be like, listen, if you don't want to do this, like, I don't mind subbing in. Hell, my girlfriend would probably dig it. Which I was like, that's very funny. I like that. I like that, again, like, Kurosawa is just aware that his girlfriend is kind of a fujoshi, and he just kind of rolls with it. I like it. It's like the opposite of our boy Oga, because Ogasawara, geez, is, you know, he's still very much like, my girlfriend's a fujoshi, what am I supposed to do? Whereas Kurosawa just rolls with it. And again, he's a king, right? So Kurosawa's like, my girlfriend will probably dig me in, like, cross-dressing, because she'll probably see it as BL material or something, right? And Miyano's like, that's because it is BL material, right? But he sort of, like, just dismisses it, and he goes and he talks to Hirano and the disciplinary head. I don't remember what they call him, the senpai in the disciplinary club. Like, you see him, and he's sort of like, he's trying to be encouraging. He comes off more sadistic and kind of loony than encouraging, but he does try. But Miyano, what I love about this, right? Now, we've been watching Miyano for like 7 episodes now, for weeks now. We've been with this character. And I don't know if you guys would agree to this, but I feel as though an element to his character, a big element, if not one of the biggest, is his sort of like, he has a slight bit of like discomfort, I think, or had a slight bit of discomfort with his body. He felt like he was sort of, as Makimura says, like in middle school, he was sort of more androgynous, right? Whereas now he is, like, you could tell he is a dude, right? Like, he's very male presenting, but he still feels very like uncomfortable in his own skin. And that's a rough position to be in, especially as a young man. So it's him trying to deal with the fact that he wants to be more masculine, but he feels very feminine. And, you know, as a, like, smaller frame boy myself, you know, when I was in high school, not exactly a boy anymore. Now I am a man. But, you know, back when I was, you know, a young boy and I had a thinner frame, like, yeah, you do typically want to be more masculine. I think the show really does hit on something interesting there. But what I love is that the thing that a lot of teenage guys need to come to grips with, especially the scrawnier ones, is that it's okay to be scrawny. It's okay to be thin. It's okay to be androgynous. It's okay. As long as you're comfortable in your own skin, it doesn't matter, right? And Miyano does feel less awkward about his frame now. And that's thanks to Sasaki's words from last week, saying that no matter what he looked like, he would still like him. And I really love that that's sort of like the push that Miyano needed, is to have somebody around who doesn't really care what Miyano looks like. He's happy if Miyano's tall, he's happy if he's small, he's happy if he's scrawny, he's happy if he's swole, you know? Like, he doesn't really care. He likes Miyano. Although a swole Miyano is a funny thought. Miyano just ripped. That'd be really funny. But I like that. I like the idea that Miyano is sort of becoming more comfortable in his own skin. Now, we don't know if Miyano is actually going to go through with the cross-dressing event. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But I am curious if he's going to do it, because if not, I believe it's likely going to be Kurosawa. I do want to see Sasaki reacting to Miyano in, like, crossplay. I think it'd be really funny. But yeah. Next up, though, speaking of cross-dressing, we should probably talk about the elephant in the room, which is Makimura. So Makimura showing up, as soon as I saw her, I'm like, oh, this must be the girl he liked. Get out, right? Like right away, I was like, get out of here. You get out of here, right? Like every time in every BL I've ever seen, every time there's a girl, for some reason, and don't even deny that this is the case, for some reason, you get tense, right? You're like, you get out of here, heteronormative nonsense, right? Because you just assume that the girl's gonna be like trying to get the guy and steal her away from the other guy, right? So you're like, you get out of here, right? Like you get all defensive, especially knowing that Makimura is the person that Miyamura had a crush on back in middle school. However, thankfully, that's not the case anymore. And doubly thankfully, I don't think Makimura is interested. And triply thankfully, Makimura is actually kind of cool. So that was a big relief. I was like, Makimura is actually pretty neat. I like her. I think when I see female characters in BL, I get nervous because I think like the most recent example I can think of is Given, where like they introduce like the girl character who has a crush on Yuen Oyama, and then she tries to like split up him and Mafuyu, and it's like, right? So I was nervous that that's what Makimura was gonna do. And it looks like it for a second, right? For a second, when Sasaki shows up and like whisks Miyano away, which we will talk about. But it looked like she was sort of disappointed, like she wanted to touch Miyano's hand, like they were gonna touch hands. She wants to hold his hand, except she doesn't. Because the reason why she was looking at his hand and like she wanted to like reach out to sort of like hold hands was not because she wanted to actually hold his hand. It was just because she was trying to measure. It was more like she was measuring her hand against his. And when she saw that, she saw Miyano's reaction to Sasaki, and she's like, oh my god, I want to draw that, right? Like, and what I love is that, yeah, she's an artist, right? And that explains why she wanted to see Miyano in that outfit. Because I remember seeing that, I'm like, that was kind of a rude thing for a kid to say to another kid. Like, that seems rude. Only to find out, no, it's just because Makimura, like, wanted to use Miyano as a model and wanted Miyano to model female clothing, like, for an art piece. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, right? Because it gave Miyano a complex, you know? But, like, she didn't mean it like that. Like, she just thought it would look good in a painting, right? And she just wanted a model for it. So Makimura, I'm not gonna lie, by the way, giving me some big Blue Period energy, which is a show that I miss. If you saw Blue Period, it was great. It was like an artist version of Fruits Basket in terms of like drama, but also mixed with like shonen battle. It was a very interesting show because it's not like very shonen battle-y, but it has elements of shonen. It's a long story. But no, Blue Period is really good though. You should check it out. But I'm going to headcanon that Makimura goes to the same school as the gang from Blue Period. Well, actually, that wouldn't make sense because that would be the Tokyo University of Art. So I don't think that would make any sense. But maybe she's studying to go. I don't know. Same universe, though. I'm headcanoning that this is the same universe as Blue Period. But yeah, that was a big relief. Is that Makimura is not interested in Miyano like that. At least not by what I saw. I could be wrong, but judging off this, it didn't seem like it, which is obviously a big relief. And not just a relief to me, but also a relief to Sasaki. Because this is where we talk a little bit about Sasaki and Miyano's relationship here. Sasaki, once again, showing a jealous streak. Now, I did get the girlfriend, my partner. She did get caught up on a bunch of episodes of Sasaki Miyano, and I believe she's up to episode 5-ish, somewhere around there. We're nearly caught up. She's not here because we be busy. I will get her on at least one video one day. But we did catch up, and one of the things she had said was that she thought it would be really interesting if the show turned out to be like Sasaki was like a yandere, because he does have like very aggressively protective energy. And she's like, would it be crazy if like the first episode was all sweet and cute and just like a basic sort of like, not basic, but like a very sweet, wholesome kind of like, this is like a traditional BL, and then just took a sharp left turn into like Sasaki is like obsessed with Miyano, and I'm like, that would have been crazy. Like it just became like something really dark. It's like, that would have been crazy. But no, Sasaki and Miyano hella wholesome, right? But what I like is that they do sort of play into the fact that Sasaki might be a little like too protective of Miyano, right? Like he gets too concerned, he gets too jealous, right? And he's trying to control it. And what I like is that like they show that Sasaki's aware that like just grabbing Miyano and like taking him away was a bit much, right? Like they show that like Sasaki's very much aware that that was a lot, right? And he might have even hurt Miyano by like dragging him along, right? But Miyano says like, listen, just because I'm smaller than you, like I'm a guy, like you're not gonna hurt me. But Sasaki like hits him with the like, gender's irrelevant here. Like I don't want to be rough with the person that I care about, right? And it's like, oh, it's so cute, right? It's so cute. But they also, what I love is that they also emphasize that Miyano is definitely not interested in Makimura, because like he pretty much hits Sasaki with the like, I used to like that person. Now she's just somebody that he used to know. Somebody. Sorry. I don't know why I burst into song so often. But yeah, it's just cute. There's a lot of like cute Sasaki and Miyano stuff this week. Like Sasaki sort of like just subbing in for the disciplinary president for like a half second and then tricking Miyano into losing at Old Maid was hilarious. But then him also saying like, oh no, I'm just following along because I want to see the person that I like. And Miyano's like, huh? I gotta go, right? And then like Sasaki just bursts into laughter because he knows that he can make Miyano flustered at this point. He knows to some degree Miyano has to like him, right? Like I at least hope that he knows that. But he doesn't want to push Miyano into anything, Like he does get defensive, he does get protective, but he's not trying to push Miyano into anything. He even tells Miyano, like, I'm really not trying to, I really hope that me sort of whisking you away did not upset you, right? Like, I wasn't trying to rush things. Because they literally almost kiss until, like, those other dudes walk by. Because, like, he literally goes, like, Mia, right? And, like, leans in. I was like, oh, please kiss. Please kiss. Just please kiss. But alas, no. Yeah. But they even almost hold hands, which this is how down bad we are for this ship, right? I think everybody's just watching these two and they're just like, hold hands. Like, hold hands is enough for me to lose my mind. I'm like, I want them to hold hands. I just want them to be happy and go out for ice cream. Like, I just want them to have a nice day in the park. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I just want to see these two be wholesome. But yeah, also, like, Miyano being so hype about Sasaki buying BL, Sasaki getting emotional at it, like, wanting to hug him, like, it's so cute. It's so cute. But again, like, the jealousy, like, I'm not gonna say, like, it's that I don't love to see it, because Sasaki being jealous, I'm not gonna lie, it gives me strength. gives me good vibes. Sasaki being like so protective. I do think it's sweet. I do think that maybe it's something that Sasaki wants to work on because he keeps mentioning it, that it's like, I shouldn't do that. But like, I do understand that it comes from a place of like genuine care. Like, he really does care about Miyano. It's not like he's being protective for the sake of, just being protective. It's because he cares. He also looks super dope in his bakery outfit. Like, this man is just like constantly has the drip no matter what time of day it is. Speaking of the bakery though, Kurosawa. So we get to see a little bit more of Kurosawa this week. And again, like I said, he's definitely making a contender for Best Boy. But what I love about Kurosawa this week is that we learn how the fight started. The fight that literally kickstarted the show, that involved Kurosawa getting his ass kicked by another group of students. That was because Kurosawa was the one who started the fight. Like that made my mind explode. I was like, Kurosawa started the fight, right? And I just know that Sasaki's thinking like, I thought I was defending you. You started the fight, right? Like, I'm sure Sasaki's like, whatever. I'm sure that he had a reason, right? Like, and he does have a reason. So Kurosawa basically started the fight because he was upset that those dudes were bad-mouthing their girlfriends right after he had a fight with his. So he was sort of taking out his anger on these guys, but obviously like they were like no, and started like beating him up instead. But yeah, I guess like, because even Kurosawa and his girlfriend could get into arguments. Everybody gets into arguments here and there. It's how you handle the arguments, right? But it's interesting, right? Because Kurosawa is basically apologizing to Sasaki and explaining how the fight started, because they never really talked about it. It was like months ago at this point, but they never did confront and talk about what the fight was about. So I like that Kurosawa actually just tells Sasaki, like what that was all about. And even tells him like, oh yeah, I already kind of know that you work at the bakery, right? And Sasaki's like, yeah, it's my family's bakery. Like, I work over there sometimes, like when I have the free time. And Kurosawa's like, oh, that makes sense, right? And I like that Kurosawa and Sasaki have this sort of like, oh, cool. Like they're on like speaking terms, right? Which I like. Like they're not like super close, right? They're not like hella friendly, but like they are like good acquaintances, right? Which I like. And Kurosawa tells Sasaki that, like he's actually just not coming back from, but actually on his way to the hospital. Because Kurosawa's girlfriend is in the hospital. I don't know if we knew that. Maybe we did and I just didn't clue in, but I was like, did we know that? Am I forgetting? Because I was like, did I mention that she was? Like, because I feel like, because I was surprised, but I'm like, wait, maybe I'm supposed to know that, right? I was like, I don't know if they ever said that. But Sasaki was like, oh, I hope she's okay, right? Like, and like Kurosawa doesn't say that to Kurosawa. He just kind of like, because he doesn't want to pry. Kurosawa's like, I'm heading there now. Like, you can come along if you want, and you can meet her, right? And Sasaki's like, I appreciate it, but I should probably get to class, right? And he's like, okay, that's cool. All right, and he's like, maybe next time, like when she's out of the hospital, right? And Sasaki's like, yeah, that sounds cool. And friggin' Kurosawa says she wants to see the real thing. Kurosawa knows, because she wants to see the real thing. I definitely don't think he was talking about, like, to me, I read that as like he's not talking about Sasaki, like seeing the real Sasaki. I feel like he's saying that she wants to see a real, like, dude in a quote-unquote BL relationship. She wants to see a real gay man. That killed me. I was like, Kurosawa, what the hell, man? But I thought, yeah, it was really funny, though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it did make me laugh. Kurosawa's, again, like, he's a funny dude, and I like him a lot. He's a very wholesome, funny guy. He's absolutely a Best Boy contender for sure. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the episode. Sorry if it's a bit shorter than usual. I just wanted to make sure that I got this out on time. Well, not on time, on the day. It's definitely going to be late today, but hopefully you guys still watch and enjoy it. And until next time, outro. And there you have it, everybody. That is gonna wrap it up for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and set notifications to all. Let all of AniTube know that you are here, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check out our Discord so that you can actually be notified when new videos go up. And of course, you'll also be notified when we're streaming over on the other website that starts with a T. On top of being the best way to get notified for new videos, it's also a good place to discuss with fellow anime fans and stuff like that. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and join us over on the Discord. Link down in the description. Also linked to the description is our Patreon page, and that, along with the join button right beside the sub button, are great ways to help keep this channel afloat. You will find our Patreon page for as little as $1. You can help keep this channel running. And of course, a big thank you I have to give to our masters of masters, the true legends: Asaki VT, Elizabeth Just Elizabeth, JCran23, Jeremy P, Matt87 Eagle, Shadow Creative, Shiorins, Stephen G, Stevie W, Trapmaster, Trevor W, and Tristan G. Thank you all so much for being so freaking cool. I really love and appreciate all of you guys for your tremendous support of this channel. And if you too would like to have your name shouted out at the end of videos, once again, go check out that Patreon link in the description or hit the join button right beside the sub button. Either way helps out a ton. And that's it for me. So until next time, clean your room. Just trust me, a clean room is a clean mind. Maybe do some Tai Chi. Maybe drink lots of water and brush your teeth. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.